Okay, so we're here once again in Mining Simulator 2, and for today's video, we're going to go over basically, is the game dying, what the problems are with the game, and what needs to be done to actually kind of just fix the game and bring the player count back up once again. So yeah, basically let's just get straight into it with some of the problems in the game. Now I think the main problem of the game right now is the fact that it is just very boring to play. So I know a lot of people have left the game just for the fact that it is really boring. There's not actually much to do in the game right now other than hatching eggs, and on top of that as well, there's so many games out there right now which require you to hatch eggs. It's just the fact that Roblox is too saturated with AFK hatching games to the point that none of them really are that fun anymore, just for the fact that every game that you go on to has some eggs to AFK hatch, which honestly, it just makes it really boring over time. And I've noticed that a lot of games, such as the AFK hatching ones, have dipped in players quite severely, and it's not just Mining Simulator 2, it's a lot of other games. I think really once Bubblegum Simulator kind of died off, the whole AFK hatching thing kind of fell off as well along with it. Now I know obviously Mining Simulator 2 did release and it was very popular. I think it peaked at like 60 to 70,000 players, which is absolutely massive. However, obviously right now the game has only got 10,000 players, which just shows again the fact that AFK hatching games really aren't as popular as they once were. So obviously that means that the game really needs to bring in some new features to help it out, to kind of bring it away from that AFK hatching and more towards actually being able to play the game. Now, there's a couple of ways that they could do this. Obviously they need to basically bring back mining to be the forefront of the game, and again there's multiple things you can do with this. You can bring in eggs that I said in one of the other videos, where you can just like kind of go down, hatch some eggs when you mine and stuff. Obviously the AFK hatching game, well, the AFK hatching will still be in the game, but it'll just be nice to get some new pets and stuff. Or you can do something like you have a chest that you can equip, and if you mine a certain amount of blocks you will get an accessory. Again, another really cool thing. Caves definitely need to come back to the game, because I know caves have been a massive factor for people leaving the game. Caves really had a lot of things. It would be nice to find a cave, and it would be nice to get a lot of ores and stuff from it. It would be nice to find the chests, and again there could be other things that they could do. You could have some like other sorts of chests in there that when you mine down, you have a chance of getting something really cool, such as like an hour of boost or something. Just some things to find that make basically make the mines actually worth using, instead of just a way to get currency. Now, I think this is really the problem with most AFK hatching games, is the fact that the main part of the game is just to get currency and that's it. So such as Mining Simulator, you mine to get currency and that's literally it. Bubblegum Simulator, you blew bubbles to get currency and that was it. Literally you can name anything off the top of your head. Toothbrush Simulator, you'd brush your teeth just to get some currency, and there's not really much else to it. Now I think that's really the problem when it comes to AFK games, is the fact that the main part of the game really is not what the title says. The main part of the game is the fact that it is just an AFK hatching game, which have become very stale in recent times. Now, over the last 2 years, AFK hatching games, but obviously the most popular game on the whole platform, there was Bubblegum Simulator, which was really popular and I think really was the king of AFK hatching games. And there was a lot of others as well to kind of follow along. Literally every other page you would go on for Roblox, there would be a simulator game on there. However, in recent times, for the fact that these games were so popular, there is a ton of AFK hatching games right now, which honestly has made it very boring to actually play any AFK game, just for the simple fact that there's so many to go through now. There's not really any point in playing them, because it's nothing special on the platform anymore, it's nothing creative. Honestly, it just really hasn't kind of taken off how people would have expected it to. Instead, it's really died off in recent times, and I think it's the fact that people who do play Roblox now actually want to play the games instead of AFKing them, which again is a problem for most games. Now on top of that as well, it's not just the fact that this game has become an AFK game, there's also updates. Now the updates in the recent times have been extremely stale and honestly have not been exciting to look forward to. When the game first released, Obviously, updates will always be exciting. No matter what game it is, the first update is always exciting because you don't exactly know what could actually come from the update. However, obviously, updates have started to become very predictable on this game because you know that a new egg's going to come. It's not really exciting to know which egg it's going to be because it's pretty obvious, especially when you have a new permanent world. You know what egg's going to come for the simple fact that it's going to be Atlantis themed. It's going to have some kind of fish in it or something to do with Atlantis basically. It's not really exciting because you know what's going to come from that egg. And on top of that as well, the fact that in the recent updates it's becoming smaller and smaller per update. I know recently we did have the Atlantis update, which is a whole new world. However, it didn't exactly bring anything new. It brought a new currency, which the game really didn't need. It brought along 3 new layers, which again the game didn't really need. And it also brought along some new eggs, which the game really did not need. And on top of that as well, we do have a limited egg, which I feel like now Mining Simulator has kind of trapped itself in. The game will always be boring without a limited egg. And you could say that the royalty egg is a limited egg. However, the fact that it's here for 4.5 weeks makes it pretty worthless hatching it. So there's no excitement in the game right now. Nothing to look forward to when you hatch anything. Obviously the ancients in the game are still pretty exciting to hatch. However, secrets, because there's no value to gain, they're not exciting to hatch. And obviously as well, because of the fact that we have played the game for so long, it has been out for a good few months at this point. The game really does need some new features to come along with it to revive itself. Or if it does stay as an AFK game, honestly it's going to be stuck around the 10,000 and only keep dropping. So yeah, hopefully Isaac and the team can definitely think of some new ways to kind of revive the game, make it actually playable, and kind of get out of the loop of making AFK simulator games. Because yeah, right now they are definitely a dying art. You can agree or disagree with that. However, in just my personal opinion, I really don't think there's a place anymore on Roblox for AFK simulators, just because there's so many of them. Now again, people have been trying to make new sorts of games. I know Anime Fighter Simulator is a very unique kind of twist on the simulator with having to go out and fight things. And again, people have kind of gone off and made their own versions of that, which has kind of made Anime Fighters very stale for me, I think. As well as obviously just AFK hatches in general. They're all fairly boring at this point. So yeah, unless this game can actually have some sort of playability instead of AFKing all the time, then it could definitely revive itself. However, yeah, honestly, AFK games are definitely a dying art, I think, at this point. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.